Murder, mystery, and crime continue tomorrow on Dialing for Dollars. It's called The Don is Dead. Join me at 4 o'clock. Now all the news is next on Newswatch 16.
Good evening, I'm Nolan Johannes. Karen Harch is away. Tonight in the news, turning on a new $2 million tap for clean drinking water. And
making history in one Luzerne County courtroom. I'm Mark Davis with a live report coming up.
School consolidation hits Palmerton area schools. I'm Bob Costantini in Carbon County.
I'm Valerie DeVine, and I'll tell you why this rooster may end up flying the coop.
Plus, Tom's wonderful forecast and Tim Karlson having Milton's Little League results. Newswatch 16 is next.
Proud to serve northeastern and central Pennsylvania. This is WNEP 16, the news station. Now, Nolan Johannes, Karen Hart, pilot Jack Rulin in Skycam 16, Chief Meteorologist Tom Clark, and Joe Zone on sports. This is Newswatch 16.
Good evening. Karen Harch has the day off. I'm Nolan Johannes. Clean drinking water is now flowing through a new pipeline and to homes. Homes where people are still having to boil their water because of the giardiasis problem. The 2.3 million or 2.3 mile Nesbitt Pipeline in Lackawanna County is now bypassing Pennsylvania Gas and Water's Springbrook Reservoir. That's the water supply where giardiasis was first found last December, and why over 7,800 PG&W customers still have to boil drinking water coming to their homes. The new pipeline connects the Nesbitt Reservoir, located above Springbrook, to water lines feeding areas in lower Lackawanna and Luzerne County. The utility spent close to $2 million to build the pipeline. Even though Nesbitt water is now going to those homes, customers there are still under a boil advisory and will be until the state DER tests the water and lifts that advisory. That should take at least another 35 days. In downtown Wilkes-Barre, legal history is in the making. Luzerne County's first investigative grand jury was sworn in today. Newswatch 16's Mark Davis is live now in our Wilkes-Barre newsroom to tell us what this panel is up to. Mark?
Nolan, the 30 jurors picked today by lottery are going to be very busy as they decide the future of a number of important criminal investigations here in Luzerne County. These people have the distinction of being the first investigative grand jurors ever to sit in Luzerne County. 23 regulars and 7 alternates were chosen and now have the responsibility of helping investigators proceed with a number of difficult criminal cases. Over the next 18 months, as many times as the jury and the DA feel is necessary, the special panel will be meeting right here in courtroom number 1. They'll be hearing testimony and looking at evidence at a number of cases. Now, the first 2 cases that this jury will be looking at are the alleged tampering of records within the Luzerne County Tax Assessment Office. The other case they'll be looking at closely, at least for now, is the alleged misuse of funds within the Prisoner's Canteen Fund at the Luzerne County Prison here in Wilkes-Barre. I might be saying, why these 2 cases? Well, these 2 cases are 2 that investigators have had special problems in solving and getting people to come forward and give information, in other words, to get the crime solved. But by bringing it before a special investigative grand jury, it opens up additional powers that investigators didn't have before.
It has the power to compel witnesses to come and testify, something that we do not have or the police do not have. It has the power to immunize a witness upon petition to the court. It has the power to subpoena documents. There are many things we can do with a grand jury that we can't do otherwise.
Now, another power this jury is going to have is to issue presentments or recommendations on certain criminal charges that can be brought against people involved in the cases. Any kind of action like that isn't expected for at least 2 weeks. And from now on, by state law, the proceedings are shrouded in secrecy. This is to allow the jury the time it needs to get all the information it needs to solve these cases. The jury's recommendations won't even be made public until after arrests are made in these cases. So the success of this jury won't be known for some time. I'm Mark Davis, Newswatch 16 with a live report from the Wilkes-Barre newsroom. Nolan?
Thank you, Mark. Newswatch 16 continues with a fight over consolidating elementary schools. Plus, later on, we'll tell you about a young fellow who may be losing his favorite pet. Those stories as Newswatch 16 continues.
A blacksmith's secret.
Tonight at 7.
Tonight, the Luzerne County group, the Save Our Schools Committee, will have plenty of questions for the Wyoming Valley West School Board. Most of their 36 questions should be about the board's decision to close the Rudder Avenue Elementary School in Kingston and 40 Fort's O.B. Pettibone Elementary School. The school board meeting will start at 7:30 at the Chester Street Elementary School in Kingston. Newswatch 16 will be there, and we'll have a full report on the update. The Palmerton schools in Carbon County face the same problem and will consolidate. Newswatch 16's Bob Costantini was there today and found some people who are still upset.
3 schools built in the early 1900s will be closed by the Palmerton Area School Board by 1987. Delaware, Franklin, and Howard Elementaries, all with grades K through 4. Consolidation here means the Carbon County town's middle school will become an elementary center. An outlying elementary school would also be expanded to accommodate more students. Both that and the building here would house students kindergarten through 6th grades. At the same time, a junior high school would be added to the senior high school building. School board members weren't available for comment on camera, but one contacted by phone tells us the schools are too expensive to bring up to modern standards, too expensive to heat, and that enrollment has dropped so much, eventually the district will save money by spending $7 million for consolidation. That's little consolation to Cade Knappenberger, who lives with son Ryan near the Delaware school. He'll be in 2nd grade when it closes.
Well, I'm not too happy about it, to tell you the truth. You know, it's convenient for me. I just live right across there.
And while Palmerton Middle School isn't too far away, she has other worries.
Older kids get a little bit rowdy, and it's a bit much for the little ones to go down. And, you know, in that environment, you know, they're just beginning. I think that's a bit much.
But consolidation is an idea more and more school systems are turning to in order to save money. Bob Costantini, Newswatch 16, Palmerton, Carbon County.
Well, our chief meteorologist, Tom Clark, is next with the forecast, and I'm expecting great things from you, Tom.
Okay. Did you notice that drop in humidity today?
Yes,
a little bit?
I certainly did.
Wait until Friday. I'm going to tell you.
It's going back up again?
No.
No?
Stay tuned, folks. I'll have the weather from the backyard.
Okay.
Can help Jerry's kids, and Sam Falcone will tell you how.
Save all your aluminum cans for empty. The cans that you and I throw away every day can be recycled to help fight muscular dystrophy.
We are going to fill this trailer with millions of cans. You can drop them off at Falcone Beverage or bring them to Rocky Glen Park on Labor Day weekend. And then that way, you can help the children with muscular dystrophy.
Well, it's another one of those beautiful days in northeastern and central Pennsylvania, and it's a pleasure to take you outside live to our backyard and meteorologist Tom Clark.
And it's a pleasure to be outside tonight, Nolan. We have the coolest night coming up in more than 2 weeks, my friends, and you'll feel that difference tomorrow and the next morning as well. Very comfortable news from the weather department tonight. Overhead now we have a blue sky, and take a look at these numbers as they stand. The temperature now is 84 degrees. The humidity down for a change, 49%. The wind northwest at 10, barometer falling at 30 inches even. Air quality today fair in the valley. Range and temperature was 84 for the high, 68 that low last night. It will get down closer to the normal low tonight, which is about 60. 46, the record low, 1907, 94. It was hot on this date back in 1959. A few aspen trees quaking in the breeze there up at Lake Scranton. Beautiful day. Okay, here's the radar, the satellite picture. Just in, we can see just a few scattered clouds in the east. 93, a record high in Atlantic City this afternoon. Still some flooding out in the southwest. A lot of rain falling in the desert. Take a look at those thunderstorms out that way. They've got some major problems tonight out there. But look at this line here. That is a leading edge of even cooler, drier air coming out of Canada. And that front, finally, a front is going to push through Pennsylvania Friday, and you will feel the difference, I can guarantee. Here's my forecast for tonight. Under the stars, you'll sleep more comfortable than you probably have been the last few nights. 61 in Towanda. Bull's Head, that's a section of North Scranton where they used to sell cattle back in the 1890s. 61 your low. Mount Pocono down to 56 tonight. That'll be nice. 58 in McAdoo, and dropping off to about 62 in Freeburg and Ottawa. 61 your low tomorrow morning. Now tomorrow, once again, the heat is on, okay, before this front gets here from the lakes. Temperatures well up into the 80s once again, but a dry day. as I see it now. 87 Port Blanchard, about 85 in Wallsville, Port Carbon, Catawissa, almost to near 90 tomorrow. Jersey Shore 86 in Pembroke, out there in Tioga County, 82 tomorrow. Now, sunrise and sunset is like so. Okay, 6:12 now, the sun is coming up, and it sets at 8:02, a little bit sooner than tonight. Clear overnight tonight, 62 the low, a great night for sleeping. Sunny skies tomorrow, a very warm day, into the upper 50s tomorrow night, and look at Friday, beautiful, near 80, plenty of sunshine, comfortable humidities, you'll love it, and the weekend looks quite nice as well from now. So Nolan, the news is much better, finally.
Yeah, and that'll be, even though it'll be higher tomorrow, there'll be lower humidity for tomorrow, is that right?
That's right.
Okay, well,
but better Friday.
Tim Karlson is in next for Joe Zone and the sports. Tonight, some little guys from Milton hitting in a big way. Sports next as Newswatch 16 continues.
I'm Sergeant Al Consman, Pennsylvania Army National Guard recruiter. Students, do you need help in financing your college education? The Guard has programs worth over $16,000 towards education. In the Scranton vicinity alone, the Guard has allocated funds of over $379,000. For further information, stop at the Armory located at 900 Adams Avenue or call me at 961-4980.
Well, for a lot of Little League baseball fans in our area, all eyes and ears were up in New York State today. Tim, tell us the news.
All right, and it's great news. Nolan, from Newburgh, New York this afternoon, the Little League All-Stars from Milton have won their regional round 2 game over the Maine All-Stars, Auburn Suburban, 2-0. And we got the highlights right now. Here we go. Let's take a look at them. Milton's Greg Stover was awesome, striking out the first 4 batters he faced and 6 of the first 10. Now, no score, top of the 5th, and Stover helps his own cause with this towering homer to left center. Look at it go. And that's all the scoring that the Milton All-Stars needed to win the ball game this afternoon over Suburban Auburn. Look at the high fives at the plate. Milton wins it 2-0. All right, with the win this afternoon, Milton advances to the semifinals, playing tomorrow afternoon at 5 o'clock, same place, Newburgh, New York. And of course, we're going to bring you the story again. John Evans was there today. He'll have the complete story on today's game on the update tonight. Don't count on the Yanks to catch up to Detroit in the AL East this year, but there are some promising signs of late in New York. Some young kids are coming through, and that's good for the future. Today, pitcher Joe Cowley won his 4th out of 5 on his 26th birthday, as a matter of fact. The Yanks took care of Seattle. We got the highlights for you. Yankees' first inning, man on, and Don Mattingly rips one down the right field line. It goes into the corner. Al Cowan goes chasing after it. Bobby Meacham comes around to score, and Mattingly goes into third after a bad throw, and it's 1-1. Now, the Yankees' 4th inning, Ken Griffey with a base hit the other way scores Dave Winfield, and it's 2-1 Yanks. Now, watch Dave Winfield. You want to talk guy with the sweaty palms? There's one bat to shortstop, and the very next pitch, Gene Michael has to go below. Look at this. Hello there, folks. Anyway, the Yanks went on to win at 3-2. Let's check the scoreboard. Yankees over Seattle, 3-2. In the 3rd, Cleveland 6, Toronto nothing. Tiger fans love that. Montreal 8, San Francisco 3 on the afternoon baseball. All right, let's talk football. Remember what Penn State coach Joe Paterno had to say last year after his Nittany Lions had lost their first 3 games of the season?
And lousy tackling by Penn State. That's as poor a tackling football team as I've ever been associated with. And that's not to take anything away from the Iowa backs, but we just didn't get the job done on defense.
That angry Joe Paterno had just seen his club give up 42 points to Iowa, missing a lot of tackles and getting burned deep, as you're going to see in a second. Well, things changed for the better after that. His club matured, went 8-1-1 the rest of the way. This year, he's got another young defensive team at the start, but feels optimistic about their projected performance.
I feel we'll be a pretty good defensive football team, but there again, we play so many tough teams. People think you're going to shut people out. But yeah, it was pretty good. But I think we'll be better, and I think we'll get better as the season goes on because we're going to be very, very young. There are only going to be 2 seniors in it, maybe first 2 or 3 spots in each defense, so that it's going to be young, and they'll play themselves into being pretty good.
You bet they will. More on the 84 Lions tonight at 11 and the rest of the week. They open up against Rutgers, by the way, September 8th at Beaver Stadium. Reminder, the Super 16 high school football rankings start Monday with Joe Zone. And by the way, in case you're a Steelers fan, Franco Harris is not in camp yet. He's still holding out, and it looks bleak, according to owner Dan Rooney, that he's going to sign. And of course, the whole story on Newburgh and Milton tonight at 11.
We'll be looking for more. Thanks a lot, Tim. Good job today. Stick with us now. We have the tale of Ricky the Rooster coming up. Some folks love him, but others say he's nothing to crow about. That's next as Newswatch 16 continues.
Hello, I'm Jimmy Cephalo of the Miami Dolphins. I grew up in Pittston, and I love this area of Pennsylvania, but I don't like what's happening to some of our youngsters in this area and throughout the country: drugs and alcohol. Drugs and alcohol make you think that you're stronger, faster, and smarter, but they actually make you slower, less coherent, and weaker. Stay away from them. Do yourself a favor. They're only trouble.
There's a flap in Luzerne County's Duryea tonight, and it's all over Ricky the Rooster. Newswatch 16's Valerie DeVine says it pits the love of a young boy for his pet against his neighbor's desire for quiet sunrises.
It's a daily ritual in this neighborhood in Duryea, one that will come to an end starting tomorrow morning. This is Ricky. Like any other rooster, Ricky provides the early morning wake-up call for the Makovich family every morning at sunrise. The Makoviches consider Ricky just one of the family. However, that is not the case for the next-door neighbor. She says Ricky is a public nuisance and disturbs the peace, and she's crying foul. Because of complaints, officials have asked the Makoviches to get rid of Ricky. It's something Ricky's owner, John, can't understand. John, what do you think of all this?
It's stupid. How does he bother people? He only crows once in a while. He doesn't bother me. I asked some of my friends. It doesn't bother them.
You'd be pretty upset if they take him away?
Yeah.
He's just a pet, and that's what we treat him as, and I don't understand what the problem is, because he crows once in a while. I hear dogs that are, really louder than he is.
So now Jill and John have to take Ricky out of this home and find him a new one. It's not something they're looking forward to. And for Ricky, well, I guess somewhere someone else will be waking up to this. Valerie DeVine, Newswatch 16, Duryea.
You think Ricky's bad? You should hear the 3 geese that are in my neighbor's backyard. That's Newswatch 16 for this Wednesday. Be sure to join us tonight on The Update, when we'll be telling you what will soon be missing from the streets of Scranton. World News Tonight is next with a story on the 15th anniversary of Woodstock. And we'll be back at 11 for the entire team, including Karen, who has the night off. We thank you for joining us. Enjoy your evening.